Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to download and install our free header and footer for Divi's window cleaning layout pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. Once you get to this blog post, you want to scroll down and click here where it says get it for free today. Add your email address. Click on download the files, and now I need to go in and open up this zipped folder. So I'm going to click here on show in Finder. All right, so here it is. So this is the folder, so I need to double click on it to unzip it, and here is the file that we're going to use in a moment. So I'm just going to drag this over to the side, and then I'm going to come over here to my website. So what you need to do is to scroll all the way down here, click on Divi, and make sure you select theme builder, and here it is. Next, we need to add our file here. So I'm going to click on portability, click on import, and then we need to add our file. So we're going to click here on choose file, and we are going to navigate to our folder. So it's right here, and this is our header and footer for our window cleaning. So I'm going to double click on it, import Divi theme builder. Okay, so you can see my header and footer has been added. Now, before we continue, let's take a look and see what the header and footer looks like right now. So you can see here, we don't really have a design. This is the default header that we get when we install Divi. And over here on the bottom, we don't really have a footer. So let's go ahead now and save. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to refresh this and see what it looks like. So as you can see, our header here looks way different and our footer here looks nice and beautiful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go in and show you how to customize this. So to customize it, you want to click here on this pencil icon on our header. So this now is going to take us into our builder. Now let's start off with our main header. So let's click here in our section settings so I can show you where to make the changes. So if I come over here to background, this is the background color that we have. We also have an image in here. So this is where you'd come in to customize your colors. So you can see here, when I click on that, our colors are changing. Okay, so this is where you change your color if you want to match them with your website. So I'm just going to get rid of this. So the next part is this module here. So I'm going to click in and go to our button settings. So on our button settings here, this is where you can add your phone number. So you want to make sure you change this to match your own number. And what we can also do here is we can go to design button, and we can change our font, we can change the size, and so on. So let's change our size. So if I increase it here, you can see that it is increasing there. And if I scroll further down, we can also change our font. So let's say I want to use a font called Poppins. I can just select it here, and there you go. You can see it has been updated. You can also change the font weight. All right, so I'm going to close out of here. Next, we have our social media icons, and to make changes to that, we just click here on our gear icon. And as you can see, we have quite a few here. So let's say you want to get rid of, say, dribble. You can just click here on this icon, and that gets rid of it. Now, the most important thing here as well is to go in and add your link. So this ensures that it connects with your profile. All right, so make sure you go in and do that. So to go back, you can just click this little icon, and this will take you back to the other social media icons. All right, so now that we've added that, the next is this button. Now the button here is similar to the button we have here in terms of making changes. So you can change here from get an estimate to something else. Now, let's say you want to customize it. You have to come over here to design, click on button, and you can adjust your button size. You can also adjust your text color. So you can see now it's turned white, but of course you don't want to be using that because it's quite difficult to read. Okay, so that's where you go in and make your changes. So let's say you want to make changes to the button colors. This is where you'd come and add your colors. So if you want to add transparency over here, you can just add that. And if you want to add a specific color, you can just play around with the sliders here until you're happy with how the button looks. Okay, so we're going to save that. Now, next we are going to take a look at this logo here. So I'm going to click here in our module settings. So to change your logo, actually this logo here is dynamic. So whatever you have on your logo on your site is what is added here because this is the site logo. Moving on to the menu. So to adjust our menu, I'm going to come over here to our module settings. And in your case, you need to have a menu that you would have created beforehand. Click on this drop down and select it. Right now, I don't have a menu. So this is why all my pages are showing. Now you can further customize this by coming over here to our menu text, and you can change the font itself. So let's go with Poppins, and you can see there it has updated. And you can also go further and adjust the weight and also the letter spacing. So if I move this closer to 0 EM, you can see everything comes close. So pretty much this is how you go in and customize our menu. So I'm going to close out of here and just leave it as it is. And then we are going to close. Next, let's take a look at our footer. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon. All right. So first things first, let's go into our section settings. So here we're going to go to our background, and this is where we have our background colors. So if I change here, you can see that our color has updated. So the reason why we're seeing this part here is because we have an image. So if I come over here to this tab, you can see that our image is right here. It has transparency over this side. So if you want to delete it, this is what happens. We won't have that effect. But you know what? We're going to leave everything as it is. Moving on, I'm going to come over here now to our rows. So in our rows here, we're going to start with the first one. So if you want to see where the changes were made, you can just click on these three little items here and then click on View Modified Styles. So here we can see that we have this width here, 1180. We can also see that we have equalized column height, and our gutter width here is set to 2. So I can adjust this if I need to. So I'm going to close out of here. Next, we're going to go into our buttons, and changing your buttons is similar to what I showed you on the header. So here is where you can go to design, button, and you can change the size here. If you want to make it bigger, you can just click on that. If you want to change the font, you can just scroll all the way down here and choose your font. So let's say I want to go with Poppins. We can also change this from regular to bold and make it really stand out. Now, let's say you want to change the colors of this button. What you need to do is to go all the way back up here, and let's start off by changing the text color, and then we can go into the background color. Now for this one, we have a gradient, so you can change our gradient color over here. So now you can see I've updated that. And if you don't want to have any transparency there, you can actually add a color, and this just changes the way our button looks. So that is how you change all these buttons. Now over here is where you can change our text. So let's go into our text module. Now in our text module here, let's say you have something else to add here. This is where you can customize the text and make it whatever you want. And then over here on the design, you want to make sure that you go to your heading 3. If I click on this drop down, I can change my font now to residential. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Now all these are text modules. So if you come over here, you can go in and make changes to this text. So everywhere where you see this text, you can go in and customize it. Now let's take a look at these links here. So we're going to go into Windows. Now what's important here is to go in and add your button URL. Now if you don't add your URL, then there isn't really a point of having these links right here. So your button URL is important. And because these are buttons, you can go in and also make changes over here on custom styles for button. Okay, so pretty much that's all you need to do here. And we also have our logo, which we can go in and change. So I'm going to click here. And as you can see, this is a blurb. So we can go in and change our image. So here again is our site logo. On the bottom here, we have our copyright text. Again, you can go in and make customizations to this. So to change this, you need to click on this gear icon, because what we have here is our copyright, and we also have our all rights reserved, and then the date. Okay, so this is where you get our 2021. So once you're done with that, you can just save it. In this case, we are not going to save this. So let's close out of here and discard. Now, when we take a look at the header and footer here, it doesn't look really nice because we don't have the actual layout pack. So to really see this in context, why don't we go in and add our layout pack onto this page? So we're going to come over here to pages, click on all pages. So you can choose whatever page you want. So let's go with the About Us page. I'm going to edit this with Divi, and then I'm going to go and choose a pre-made layout, and I'm just going to search for window. So this is a window cleaning layout pack. So I can choose whichever page that I would like to use here. So let's go with this one here. So I'm going to click on it, use this layout. So now that we have our layout added, I'm going to publish this, and let's exit the Visual Builder now and take a look at our final design. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.